Even though the overall endeavor of reporting science is to tell a story and contribute to the scientific conversation, we do have to remember some important rules, and the most important of these rules is to not engage in plagiarism. Plagiarism is a very serious offense in science, on the same level of petty theft or grand theft auto, depending on the level of plagiarism. This refers to taking credit for someone else's work, or repeating the work in a new document without giving them credit. This can include quoting another article without using quotation marks and proper citation, or even paraphrasing without proper citation. Among the professional academic community, plagiarism can result in a permanently damaged reputation for lack of integrity, among other punishments. Among students, plagiarism can result in failure of an assignment, a class, or even expulsion from school. I already trust that you will not intentionally plagiarize others' ideas by copy-pasting from another article. But it is actually not difficult to accidentally plagiarize while doing scientific writing, such as forgetting to cite a source or not citing it properly. Two basic rules to follow to avoid accidental plagiarism are to paraphrase and to provide proper citation. Paraphrasing is more of a convention than a hard and fast rule. If you really want to quote someone else word for word, you can do so, as long as you put quotation marks around the quotation and cite the source. However, it is very rare to do this in scientific writing. Paraphrasing is much better because it ensures that the original idea being cited was understood by the author, something that you can only really demonstrate by saying it in your own words. And also, paraphrasing allows for better style. Remember that just because you use quotation marks does not mean you don't have to cite. The citation process is definitely a hard and fast rule. There are two formats for citations, in text and in a reference list. Every scientific paper, including your final project, needs both. There are many styles for formatting these, created by different academic institutions. We will pick one and use the American Psychological Association style, one of the more popular ones, called APA style. We first covered this in Module 3.3, but let's review briefly. The in-text citation is where you give credit to others' ideas that you're reviewing within the text of your paper. Essentially, you're taking quick pauses during the telling of your story to let the audience know where each idea came from. These citations are brief, involving just the author's names and the year they published the source. Here on the slide are examples of how an author was citing Jones's 1998 book. You can check out the Purdue OWL website. The link is on the screen and below the video for a very comprehensive list of examples for how to cite different types of sources in APA format. All in-text citations are associated with a full reference list listed at the end of your paper. Here you provide the full set of information about the source you cited while you were telling the story, so that readers, while reading your article, can trace that in-text citation to this end of the article reference list and find where that original paper came from for themselves. So here's an example again on the screen. Note that all of the formatting, including the indentations, commas, periods, italicized font, all of these are hard and fast conventions that you have to follow. So what types of ideas do you need to cite? Well, you don't need to cite common knowledge, and this refers to basic knowledge that you assume all of your audience already knows. But you do need to cite when you're talking about findings from a previous study, when you're talking about a method, a theory, a debate in the field, or anything that is considered specific knowledge. For example, you don't have to provide a citation for saying influenza is caused by a virus, but you do have to provide a citation for saying in the previous 5 years, a certain number of new strains of influenza virus have emerged. Note that you do have to cite measures. That is, if you are using a specific questionnaire or specialty technology to collect data, you must cite the article where this measure was first presented to the scientific community, or at least you must cite an article that also talks about this method in detail. So I realized that this was not the most exciting lesson we've ever had. Lots of nitty-gritty details and not a lot of creativity or how-tos on how to conduct health science. But actually, the citation process really is a crucial part of conducting science. Without this common grammar and mutual promise of integrity between the world's scientists, progress would be much slower, and we wouldn't have one of the most large-scale collaborative international communities ever. So this is why schools and professors take plagiarism and citation style so seriously. As you'll see on the rubric for your final project, the accuracy of your citation and paper style will be part of your grade. The Purdue OWL website will give you all of the information and examples you need to succeed in this area of your final project. And to look at Purdue OWL guidelines, the link is right under this video. Best of luck!